Alrighty, everyone. Welcome back to Velocity Volume 3 after a great Titanfall 2 race. Really appreciate both the runners and the commentators on that run. It was absolutely great to watch. With me, so I'll introduce myself first. I'm Foxy Cheer. I'll be your host for the rest of the evening to close out Velocity Volume 3. And with me here, I have Creep, who will be running Golf with Your Friends, a full game classic. Sorry, full game classic category on PC. Take it away, Creep.
Yeah. Well, I'm Creepium. I'm going to be running Full Game Classic, which essentially entails I'm going to be doing all 13 maps in the game, all 13 official maps under the Classic rule set. Yeah. I don't know how else to I don't know if there's more to explain to that or not. Essentially, what might be different from the Classic rule set in comparison to others is you might have things like jump on when you play this game, or maybe you're messing around with the ball shape, but we're not doing any of that. It's just pure Classic. We're gonna have some interesting shots. I'm also not going to be doing the maps in order, because I don't like to. Alright, I guess I should start. Do I count down? Is that how this works?
Yeah, whatever works for you.
Alright. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So, Ancient, I like doing first because a lot can go wrong. Especially at the end of the course. Hole 18 can decide to bounce you in whatever which way it wants. So hopefully it does not do that. I would appreciate that. A lot of this is going to be fairly simple. That's going to be me trying to make a cycle that I did not make. But I can recover just by hitting it up. If you're fast enough, you can make it before that rock is able to hit you, which is usually nice. This, you want to avoid the logs, and you'll want to bounce off of this to maybe get a hole in 2, but nah. Not happening today. It's possible to make this in 2, which I'm going to do here. I think if you are able to jump, it's possible in 1. This one, I'm hopefully going to hit this drum. I honestly can't tell if I hit that. I don't think I did. Hitting that makes you get here a bit faster. It saves about a second. So yeah, a lot of these are just pretty simple. It's just a lot of knowing where to aim and lining it up quickly. And that is the bulk of this run. There will be some places in which we will clip through some walls, and maybe clip through some floors if I'm unlucky. Specifically hole 17, there's a chance of this course I can clip through the floor, which should be kind of rude. But other than hole 3, this Ancient's going well so far. This part is a bit weird. You kind of want to hit... how do I explain this? I don't know. But you kind of want to hit, like, the far side of that wall if that makes sense. Because otherwise, it does not want to bounce correctly, and you'll just fling out of the course. This one... This shot I like quite a bit. Because you just aim here, you bounce on both of those, or you can mess it up. That also works. Oh well.
So we get a question from the chat wondering if you've ever played this with like other speedrunners where you're like having collision on and those sorts of things, or on the same map at all.
It doesn't happen often, but I know I've played with Epic Merc, another runner of this game, a few times. And it gets pretty interesting there. I know there's another good player I've met who goes by the username D, who I've also played with a few times. However, with him, we don't usually play with collision. Oh, that was an interesting bounce. This game is known to sometimes bounce you in weird ways. I believe there is a hole-in-one going right side, but I can never figure it out, so I do this strat instead.
So I guess it's a good question to ask how you got into speedrunning golf with your friends.
Oh yeah. So, one of my friends started running individual levels for Forest and showed me how to do it, and that was essentially my introduction to the game. And for a while playing this game, I only ran Forest styles. And eventually I started expanding into more courses. Ooh, can I get this in 2? Ooh, nice. It's usually pretty hard to get this in 2. Alright, this shot right here is probably one of the hardest shots I'm going to go for. I hope that's the angle. That looks... Oh, no. I was actually a little bit off there. The shot's a very precise angle. I was a bit too far to the right, so I think that should work. No, that was too far left. Oh well. Guess I'll just have to do this normally. That shot's really hard. Essentially, you can bounce over that and skip most of the slide if you have the right angle. But, on the bright side, if I go down the slide, I have no chance of floor clipping. At least I don't think so. Now, hole 18, this hole likes to be funny occasionally, and this is one of those times. Sometimes you'll just get launched out of bounds, and, well, that's just how it's gonna be sometimes. However, that time I did not go out of bounds. I'm gonna try the risky strat here, why not? Saves a little bit of time. And right there. Should go in, maybe? Alright. So, next map. Well, 18 wasn't too mean to me, so that's good. Ooh. Almost messed that up. But this is the deep, and the reason I do this map second is because of hole 9. that's pretty much it. Hole 9 is very scary, and I might miss it like 5 or 6 times. But that's just because it's hard. But it's a very nice shot, if I can land it. Ooh, that's not a great bounce. You don't particularly like seeing that, but it's fine. Instead of going down this slope, you can just turn around and do that, and that was actually a pretty nice 5. This shot, been messing this up a lot in practice today, but not this time. This, I like to go somewhere like this. And maybe I can bounce it into that slope? Nah, I'm not too good at that shot. But maybe one day.
So in terms of like, I guess community at the end of the day, you mentioned ILs with this run.
Mm-hmm.
And is there like a large IL community and also full game community as well, or is it kind of like mix and match? Like, IL
Most
runners
people run
battle, or-
ILs. Most people run ILs for this game. I think I'm like one of 2 people that have ran full game. But I think there's like 50 people that have tried to run Forest ILs, and oh my god, that was so close. But yeah, this is the whole 9 shot. I got it 3rd try, which is not too bad. But yeah.
And I guess at the same time, considering like how many custom maps there are, are there any like accepted custom maps that are like category extensions, or
I don't
considered
think
as
there
that?
are any custom map runs on speedrun.com, but I did run a custom map myself. And I think somebody else has ran some of them. I forget who. But basically, I did find a skip that like skips half of a getting over it map, and I'm like, now I want to speedrun this map. Because who wouldn't want to skip half of a map? I mean... yeah. Ooh, I did this weird. Oh, rip. I'm just gonna give myself a little bit of a better angle here, and then bounce out. This hole is very hit or miss for me. Sometimes I'll just get it multiple times in a row, and sometimes that happens. This one is interesting because the cannon is very weird in this game. I usually just like full powering through the cannon instead of going through the cannon, because that cannon can actually just straight up shoot you out of bounds, and, well, then you're just back where you started. Cannons will come up again. I feel like this is a skip some people try to do if they see it their first time playing the map, but you can essentially do that. And that's, like, pretty cool. I don't know why, but I've always been very bad at this putt. Except this time. This time I'm not. Then... yeah, just bounce over here. And I guess I'll close out this map here shortly. Then we'll get to Pirate Cove. I think that's the map I usually do next. Well, there we go. 2 maps down. Pirate Cove, I could honestly probably move later in the run. This map, like, hasn't gone completely awry in quite a while. And now that I say that, it's going to, but it's still fun while it lasted. You could dunk this hole, but that's hard, so why would I do that? Alright. This shot can sometimes be that. It can do exactly what it did there. And then hole 3 just takes a minute. But that's just hole 3 being hole 3. Hole 4. If I angle this right, I can hole in 1. But not quite. I think it's possible to hole in 1 the other one too, but this one has like a back end to it. So I think that's why people tend to do that. In hole 5, there's actually a slightly faster strat that can be done, but I don't like doing it in full game. Oh, and this I'm gonna just straight up miss. Oh well. The shot, you can just bounce off that sign. Just why not? I always forget what this is before it actually loads in. But you just drop down and then just shoot yourself over here for hopefully a hole in 2. There it is. Nine. You can aim. Ooh, wow, I actually messed that up. Well, scuffed backup time. Here we go. Not sure why that didn't work, actually. Gonna have to look into that. Maybe I didn't aim close enough to the line that I usually aim for. A lot of the times, when aiming for these shots, I'll aim at, like, specific lines or, you know, points at which 4 squares meet is a common thing I like to aim at to get a lot of these shots. So, like, for this one, I aim just to the left of that little intersection point. And that's usually pretty consistent. Hole 12 is another cannon level. And, well, hopefully it's not too mean. Okay, it feels like being mean, but this isn't as bad as it might look. This only loses like 4.5 seconds, because you can just do that. So even with that bounce, you can still get a birdie on that, which is nice. 13. I really like this strat. Usually, man, trying to think of how to explain it, and it's just not coming to my head right now. If I think of something later, I will try to explain it then. This shot, I like to aim close to here and shoot when the second platform pops up, as that's very consistent. That shot's a bit weird. I got the version of it I wanted, which is nice. But sometimes still get a weird bounce there, and yeah. This one's very chill. Just go up here and then just shoot at the hole. Whoa. I bounced oddly there, but let's see if bouncing oddly there actually gives me a good position. Oh, it looks like it does. So with that, I can shoot over here, and I think it would have been faster if I didn't get caught by that, actually. But it's also an eagle, so maybe it's just fancier that way. This hole I'm a little bit nervous about, and probably part of the reason why I put this as my third map. Because you can occasionally get knocked around by this man, but not gonna happen this time. Now for everyone's favorite map, worms. Funny fact about this, when I actually got my current full game PB, I accidentally got the Worms IL record in that run, so that was cool. I think this goes in. Sometimes hole 3 likes to be a bit weird, and by a bit weird I mean I accidentally aim too far to the left or right and don't get in the hole. Which I think is weird. Some of you may or may not know, some of these holes have win mechanics, some of which we will abuse, like here, to push us I think it pushes us a bit anyway. If it doesn't, then, well, I guess I'll just look dumb. You do 2.5 at this flag. You can actually fly over these rocks, fly in between here, and get this in 1. Which is always nice, because I remember struggling with that hole the first time I played it. So, it's really nice to not have that happen. Ooh, wow! That's it. It's a weird one. I've only gotten that bounce a couple times before, but I learned how to back it up decently, so I guess that's fine. There is a strat where you can actually use these bombs to bounce up, but I don't like doing it in full game. I have a hard enough time hitting it in ILs. Just for safety, I'm gonna wait for this bomb to go off before I shoot it in. Nine. So, holy hand grenade hole. You can actually just go over here and just go into this hole instead. Because nobody likes that hole. We want to go back to this hole. So close to hole in one.
So are
That's
bomb
another
drops
hole.
randomized? So we keep getting questions from those in the
Oh.
chat.
No,
But
bomb
are bomb?
drops are cycle based, I believe. Ooh, wow. I have not been down here in a while. Well, guess we'll just have to take this one a little bit slow, since I usually don't wind up here. Oh, wow. Alright, here's a fun one. So you might know that these sheep explode upon impact. We're gonna just completely abuse that and just get over here. And hopefully not get blown up. Oh, I'm gonna have to be fast here. But look at that. You can just kind of fly to the hole, essentially. This one? Ooh, almost. I feel like I've been getting better at that shot lately. But that doesn't mean I still won't miss it. Cannons are interesting. For a few reasons. One, I feel like they're very hard to get into. If you haven't practiced how to get into them. It's not the whitest space in the world. And also, if you're if you're playing this on like hockey mode, those cannons do not launch you in consistent ways, and you'll sometimes just get launched out of the map. Part of the reason why that category scares me a little. This, I just usually wait for that, and hopefully I get the bounce here. I missed it. No big deal. We'll just have to go up here. And you see this barrel, you know how they explode? Well, yeah, we're gonna completely utilize that. And just to get over there a bit faster. This one. The intended way to go for this one is to get all the way back, all the way there and back, but we're not gonna do that, and I'm going to miss it, which happens. I've never been particularly good at this one. But I'll get it second try. And you can just do it like that. This hole is pretty simple. I'm gonna accidentally bounce off the mine there. I guess that's a thing. If I aim that correctly, if you jump in, if you're able to jump down early enough, you'll lose enough speed to roll into the hole. At least I think that's how it works. Hole 18 looks like chaos, but can be pretty chill. I like to set myself up to where a full power shot usually works here. Oh, I got hit by the bomb. Whoops. That's what I mean by usually. Haunted. That's not... I somehow always click Volcano. This is a relatively new strat that I hope works. It didn't. I've been trying to get a more consistent hole-in-one on this hole, because dunking it is just not really full game viable. And that hole also is very stubborn. This next hole is another example of not going in the intended hole. If I can aim this correctly, that looks pretty good. We can just go back to hole 3 again. Because why not? We like it there. Alright, this hole... I have a nice little setup here. Where if I aim in just the right places, I can pretty consistently get this into. It looks like I missed it by just a little, but... you can see how that might work. This shot. There's a few different ways to do this one, I believe. And this shot just feels a bit weird, I don't know why. That whole 6 hole in 2 I don't usually get. And it is actually possible to ride that car. Oh, wow. That was unfortunate. So this ghost circles around on a cycle. I wasn't sure where it was, so I just kind of shot it, and it did not work very favorably for me. Here you can kind of just launch yourself over this barrel. And very rarely you can get a hole-in-one here. But usually that does not happen because you have too much speed. But if you hit it in just the right way, you can hole-in-one that. This one, just launch yourself over here. Sometimes you can get hole-in-two there. This next one has always eluded me, because I don't know why, like, nobody ever goes this way. So nice. Hole 11. You can shoot it about there to get a bounce off that couch to get nice and close to the hole. Because, you know, why not use random geometry to your advantage? I think this angle is hole-in-two-able if I'm good. Ooh, close. I've always found that shot quite difficult. Here you can bounce off this book and put too much power so that you don't bounce on the second book. It's all planned. Ooh. I did that very oddly. Oh! That's an extremely rare hole-in-one for me. I think that's the second time I've ever gotten that. That's pretty nice. Well. Usually that's enough power, but I guess it didn't want to that time. There is a much more difficult strat I could do here, but no. I've lost so many IO runs to 16 because of the alternative strat. This strat, however, I'm gonna try even though I probably shouldn't. Ah, close. Try it one more, and if I don't get it, then rip. That looks good. Yeah, there we go. I don't know why. I've been getting a lot better at that shot recently, so I might try to implement it in full game. Oh yeah, do you have any donations you want to read out?
Alrighty, well, looking at some stuff, looks like we got a brand new $25 donation from ST3. Blank comment, but $25. Thank you very much, ST. Really appreciate that. And it's been a hot minute, so I can go ahead and talk about the Movember Foundation, which Velocity Volume 3 is supporting. The Movember Foundation is benefiting resources towards men's mental health, suicide prevention, and prostate cancer, as well as testicular cancer studies. And since 2003, Movember has funded more than 1,250 men's health projects around the world, challenging the status quo and shaking up men's health research and transforming in a way that can actually help men live better lives and return to normal from these various cancers that affect more than 1.3 million men that get diagnosed each year. So, yeah, appreciate that, Creep. And back to you.
All right. Well, I've managed to forget to retire out of Haunted, which is usually just a faster way to transition between courses. And, well, that's just a thing you're allowed to do. Once you get in the last hole, you can just retire and go to the next course, which you've probably seen me do. But thought it would be nice to point out. Anyway. Oh, close. I like to try to fly in that hole because, well, that'd be cool. I believe all of the first 6 are hole-in-oneable, if done correctly. This one might not be the most obvious, but there's actually just a portal back here. And when you go in, you just get in the hole. This one, there's a portal down here that I'm going to try to hit. And once that's done, I'm going to head this way and bounce backwards. I think I put too much power. I think that's what happened there. I think you're usually supposed to go 2.5 there. Yeah, for some reason when you full power into that black hole, it just launches you up. And this is interesting. I bounced off of like both ledges, but it's still hole-in-two'd, which is nice. This shot is a very specific bounce off that rock to wind up over here. And once that's done, you can just do 2.5 and hit it in, usually. Ten is one you could dunk to save time, but usually I like to just go over here and then just take this shot. I think this might be the only hole where I take an intentional death, because now I have jetpack fuel and I can just fly to the end of this hole. Oh, I accidentally bumped something. I was actually, I think, on route to get that in too. But oh well. Whew, that barely made it in. That shot's a bit specific. But if you can do that, you'll just wind up at the end immediately. This one is very difficult, but I'll nail it because, I don't know, it's just how it's going to be right now. I wonder if this is actually on pace to gold. I feel like this volcano's been good. Other than, like, hole 7. Oh, well, I spoke too soon, didn't I? Wow, that was... Well, that was a series of events that happened. Man, how cool would it be if I made it in from there? This shot, I always mess up once per full game run. Except this one, apparently. So I guess that works. I do prefer not messing up shots over messing them up. Really, I heard... Okay. I heard the bonk noise, but it didn't count as a bonk, apparently. This one's a bit difficult. You want to do 2.5 right away and then be confused as to what the heck happened? I don't know what that was. But I guess we're going to roll with it. Why is my camera constantly going in first person? I think a lot of people like going in these tubes, but you might notice those ramps there. I'm gonna try to position myself a bit better here. But you can essentially go up these and just completely skip the pipe section. And if I hit the portal, there's a very tight cycle I can make with those. This one I might mess up a couple times because it's hard, but essentially you want to... Oh wait, that looks good. No, I think this works actually. Nice. Always nice to hit things first try every now and then. But basically, you just do that to skip a layer of map, I guess. And then you get teleported twice because you mistimed it, and I'm gonna wait a little bit for the portal cycles and hopefully make this in. Nice. Space station now. I don't know if I should have put this map earlier or not, but I didn't. But there's a couple of difficult shots in here. And if I get a certain bounce on 17, I might be able to show off a brand new one. Or at least brand new to me. This shot's a bit weird, but it looks like it's pretty much going to cooperate. I feel like I don't have a completely consistent aim on that one. This one... I think that's a bit off. No, it's not. Hole 6, sometimes you'll just bounce out for no reason, but we're gonna pretend that won't happen. Oh, it didn't. Well, I won't have to pretend that won't happen then, because it didn't. But sometimes you'll just get a high bounce there and just go out of bounds, and it's like, why would you do this, game? I did that very weirdly, but it still worked. I did a very far left there. As for this, I'm going to completely mess this up. Man. Sometimes I angle it a bit wrong and I just get launched like that. But if I can just make it in here, not quite. Not the best hole late, but we'll move on. I should not have gone for that. That was a bit too risky. But either way, if I hit that while the wind is going, you'll wind up somewhere around here, in which you can just launch yourself to the hole, essentially. Because if there is a slope, we must abuse it. That is the rule. This one usually doesn't go super well. But this one doesn't seem like it's off to a bad start. Ooh, almost. A little bit too far to the left there to get that in 3. But if you bounce off like that edge of that box, you can get an angle that puts you in. And here, instead of going up the ramps like a normal person, you can see that this hole in the wall on the side and just go through that. For a nice and easy hole in 2. 12. Oh, I got the good cycle, but I unfortunately messed it up. Ooh, wow. 12 is being mean to me today. Oh my god. Alright. We're going to try the alternate method, where I just wait for it to go partially up. Because it doesn't seem to want to cooperate right now. But that's fine. Despite missing like 2 or 3 shots, I still got it in, I think it'd be 3 actually. Yeah. Ooh, nice. Usually I don't get this lower path, but I think that is the fastest one. Ooh, almost a hole in 2. This is probably the most annoying hole of Space Station. Probably both to play casually and to speedrun, because this skip just sometimes does not want to cooperate. And well, yeah. This looks good though. Because it'll stop on that wall, and that's still a birdie. 15. That might have been too far over. It was not. It's good. I like to aim at the center of this crate because you lose speed quickly. If you bonk all of that, then you can do that to get up there. I don't have a below par strategy for this one. So that's fun. There is a hole-in-one here, but it is faster not to do it. Because we can just kind of skip this entire water section by just launching ourselves at sufficiently high speeds. Alright, 17. I like to aim here, wait for one of these, and launch myself like so. Ooh, is this actually in position? Might be. Let's try it. Oh, look at that! That's such a beautiful shot. It saves so much time. I think that's the first time I've hit it in an actual run, too. So that's cool. I think I launched it too late? No. And that's a space station gold, actually. So that's pretty cool. Now, Escapists? This map I've played quite a bit. Because I spent a while trying to get the IL record for it. Which I tied eventually. I'd like to untie it eventually, but for now, let's just get as good of a run as I can. Oh, I forgot to zoom the camera all the way in. Also been trying to figure out how to make this shot consistently. And I'm literally just using, like, the little squares, the pixels, to line that up. When I do it right, it works very well, though. Oh, wow, I did a lot more power than I should have there. Oh, am I gonna go behind the other leg? Yes, I am. Well, at least that was a pretty quick par. 6, you can aim about there. Oh, I aimed too far left. Whoops. Oh well. Would also like to note, I really like the song that's in this. Oh, what? That's a new one, but I guess it wasn't terrible. I've never gotten that bounce before. There's supposed to be like a strat for hole 8, but for some reason it just does not work for me. I always get reset. So I guess I just can't do that one until I figure that one out. But I can still get that one in 3. 9, I'm gonna wait for this to run out so I know for sure, but you can aim at this, launch yourself like so, and you lose a bunch of speed after hitting that trash can. Or trash bag, that is not a can. Maybe it's a can if I really want it to be. There we go. That angle is a lot tighter than it might look, but you can get over there.
Note from chat, Syndria says to hit them up for hole 8 on Escape,
Ooh.
ESCP.
Hole 8 on Escapists. Yeah, if you can help me out with that, I would gladly accept it. I'll just have to figure out how to get in contact with that person.
So is there a Discord or anything for the like golf with your friends community?
We do have a Discord, and it has a grand total of 5 people in it, so it's pretty good, you know?
Yeah. So I guess that's a good plug for other folks that are interested in and looking to speed on this game or help
Oh
others,
yeah,
with cool strats.
the people that are there, we will be glad to help you out in terms of any strat with this game. Also, that whole 15 shot was a bit scary. Ooh, this is also a bit scary because that... Usually the strat I do prevents that from happening, but sometimes still slips back in. But it's fine, it's not hard to recover.
Also,
17?
if you're just I would say, I guess, a funny joke that I just thought of. You could possibly say, you've got 5 people in your Discord. It's very exclusive, and only the best runners are allowed.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and actually, we are getting some hot donations in. So let me check that quick.
Ooh.
Man, we're up to 3,225. And we got another anonymous an anonymous $25 donation and an anonymous $10 donation. Thank you both very much for your donations. It's going to a great cause in November, so appreciate it very much. We're only $225 away, hitting 3,500, which is 1,000 more than we were looking to get for the marathon. So we've been kind of coming in hot today.
Let's go, guys. It's going to be a good course when that's the first shot. Just the full power dunk. Oh, nearly. Usually you want to get over that, but sometimes that's hard to line up quickly. So I'm just gonna wait for this instead, and yeah. This shot's very tough. If you looked at where I'm aiming there, I was trying to pretty much aim between the frickin' yellow and green line there. And hole 5, if I can avoid the hole-in-one, which this looks good, I believe this is slightly faster than getting the hole-in-one, just because if you do get the hole-in-one, you pretty much are always rolling around. Unless there's something funky you can do with the slides. Ooh, nice. That's a tough one to hit. That one, if you just kind of aim at that line, you can just bounce over here. I don't know, there might be a hole-in-one there somewhere. If you get a weird bounce, but... yeah. Hole 9, I'm basically doing a much easier version of the IL strat used. If you're gonna go for like an IL time on this... Ooh. If I got the right bounce off of that, that would have been hole in 2. But the IL strat's very difficult because you have to aim it slightly more to the left and have a very specific power, and it's where like 90% of my IL runs for this course would reset. Well, 90% of them that got to hole 9. That looked like a bit much in terms of power, but it worked beautifully. Ooh, I don't really like my position here, but I guess it'll have to do. shot myself a little too far there. This... Nice. I was having trouble with that dunk in practice earlier today. So, it's nice that I'm getting it. I don't think I've ever gotten this shot in an actual run. The hole-in-one version of it, anyway. It's very tight to make that one. Ooh. Interesting. Oh, I wonder if that can bounce in. I don't think I've had it do that. But it looks like I lost a lot of speed there, which is interesting. This shot, I like to buffer a jump to wind up on this platform, and then hopefully hit it in, which I missed, but oh well. We didn't need those 3 seconds anyway. By aiming there, you can just bounce off that frickin'... What is it, a jello? Is that a piece of jello just sitting there? I actually don't know. But you bounce off of that to just wind up there in one shot. And this. Ooh. I wanted to get it directly in the hole there, but this is still perfectly fine. Because I can just hit it like this, and I will still pretty much be in the same position as I would be otherwise. And this was actually not a half-bad Candyland. Probably not far off from my gold. Next is Museum. We're down to the last 4 maps, I think. Oh, that was a gold Candyland. Nice. Works for me. Here, you activate this bridge. Then, you use a second shot to get in, because that's faster than letting the slope take you there. And then, just do that. Just do exactly that, and that would be hole 3. The strat I find quite weird. Oh, I completely messed that up. However, let's just go over here and still get it in par. Oh wow, I barely missed that. It's hard to get that one straight in, but it's always nice too. This one, I always seem to do differently, like half of every time. That time I did it like that, which worked pretty well. If I got a really good bounce there, I could get that in 2, but that's usually difficult. This shot is very tight for hole-in-one. It looks like I was a bit too far to the right. But it's all good. Not a difficult position to recover from. This one's a hole-in-one if I do it right. You can bounce off that up there to just kind of wind up here. This next one's probably my favorite in this course. Just wait a cycle here, because you can just time your shot like that and just launch yourself at sufficiently high speeds towards the hole and get a hole-in-one. Here, you can literally just do that. Instead of just going up and around, you can just bounce your way to the hole. This one can also hole in one, but if I get super lucky, I can actually get stopped over there for some reason, and that saves a little bit of time, but hole in one's still very nice. This strat I'm a bit weird with, and I will mess this up a lot of the time, but this actually went pretty well, so that's nice. Can shoot a bit through the sand there, and hopefully avoid that. Oh my god. I think since I'm gonna run a little bit through there, I launch it at that speed and do that. A little bit on the fly there, but pretty good. Alright, this shot. Oh my god. That's probably the single hardest shot in Museum, and I think that's the second time I've actually hit that in full game. So that's cool. I think if 6 and 7 were a bit better, this would be IL pace. Which is kind of funny. This actually probably isn't too far off currently. There is a different strat here where you can clip through a wall and get over here, I presume a little bit faster, but it's not a very consistent wall clip, so I don't like going for it. Ooh. Misangled that a little bit, but let's try it again and misangle it again. Alright. I'm gonna hit myself over here, because that might make it easier. It did. I think this is good. Very good. And now we have Twilight. Twilight's probably my personal favorite map. It has some of my favorite strats in it, but this shot is also a little bit scary for me, but it looks like I did it just fine, so we're probably good to go. Could go in through the top hole there, because there's a hole on top of that. Oh, I actually missed that. Whoops. Let's just hit it in like this. Or not. Nothing like a couple of mistakes. Oh. Occasionally I'll just not shoot enough power for a putt. And then it's just like, well, what now? Hole 5 is a bit difficult, but I'm going to nail it. You have to, like, just barely avoid this, like, top part for that shot. And here, just skip most of the map with one shot. 7 is a bit hard, and I might miss this, but... Oh, I did miss it. Yeah, that's a tough one. But I think I can just do that. Oh, not quite, huh? I was close, though. Close to a good recovery. Here, I'll make it up by getting a hole-in-one here. Ha! Wow. Just kidding. I have not missed that in quite a while. This is what I get for talking. Pen is this. And hopefully a hole in two here. Nice. At least that one went well. Alright, here's where we start getting into some good strats. This. Just look at that. Why would you go down any of those holes when you can just completely launch yourself? This one always makes me a little nervous, but it went really well. So that's good. This shot, a little bit tight. That might be... Oh, no. That just kind of worked. I do appreciate. I like it when things work. Ooh, this one. So here you can just aim here and just kind of clip through that barrel. We don't need to time our shot or anything there. We just clip through it. That's all we need to do. Why would we want to do anything else when we could just not? That is possible in 2, but the angle is usually pretty tough. This shot I also tend to have problems with, but I'm not going to today, right? Yes, I am. Okay. Well, I tried. Let's try that again. Look at that. First try. Might have been a bit much power. No, it was not at all. Oh, that's cool. We do that, and then we just launch ourselves over here. I think I've only made this in 2 once. Ooh, wow, that actually went over. I think that happens if you aim slightly too far left. This shot's a pretty tight one. There we go. Now we got 2 more maps. We got Oasis. And then we have probably the one with the most tricks after, Forest. So we'll have a very fun ending.
All right, so before we get too close to the end, we have another quick time to mention a donation and a quick plug.
All right, yeah.
Sweet. So we have another $25 donation, so we're up to $32.50, about $250 away from hitting $3,500, which would be absolutely amazing. And as I said before, it would be $1,000 more raised for Movember than we hope to get for the marathon. So, you know, kind of pulling through crazy here. So any more donations before we wrap up the evening would be absolutely amazing. We've got a couple runs left for you, and you know, we'll wrap up all the difference here soon, right? How close are we to the end, do you think?
How close are we to end?
Yeah.
Probably 10 to 11 minutes.
Nice.
This run's actually been pretty good.
Awesome. So what's your current PB with the full game?
My current PB is 120.56. I'm currently 2.5 minutes behind it.
That's, I mean, for a marathon, I think that's pretty good.
I think it's pretty good. Especially given how nervous I was at the start.
Yeah, once you kind of get into the marathon and start explaining stuff, it kind of just calms down a little bit. At least I like to think myself.
Yeah, that's how it feels for sure.
And is this the first time? I would assume this is the first time that Golf with Your Friends has been shown up in the marathon as well.
As far as I'm aware.
Very cool. Well, hopefully you get other folks interested in the speedrun from the marathon itself.
Yeah, that'd be great. The shots looks like a bit of an awkward angle, but let's see how I do. Pretty good. Oasis has a few shots that at least feel inconsistent to me. There's probably a way to do them consistently. But 11 and 12 like to be mean occasionally. We'll see if they do that when I get to them. This is one of them. That looks good. Whoa, that's a new bounce, but... Well, that loses less time than it normally would if it was going to be bad. But we can skip the rotating platform here, which I personally never figured out how to actually do. So why not learn how to skip it instead? Ooh, that was close. I don't think I've ever made this one in two. Unless I have. I don't think I have, though. Saw that mouth open, so I know I can just shoot that immediately. And... good thing I did not get too much speed there. Oh, wow. That was a nice snipe. Have I made any major mistakes on this Oasis? Well, I still have 3 holes to do so, but... I don't think I have made any yet. This is just kind of good. $17. It's a very tight angle. You pretty much have to, like, hug that corner to make that. And I love this shot, so I really hope I can hit this. Oh, well. At least I get to try it again. Ah. I'm aiming a bit too far left. When it works, it'll be great. There we go. Look at that. Now pretend I hit that first try. Alright, we're at the final map. Forest. And I think this is usually the fastest map. And first we have this shot, which I will nail. That one's not easy. I think that Oasis would have golded if I hit 18 first try. I undershot that, yeah. We're supposed to do 3.5 on that. I did like 3.3. But it still got me close. Would look to point out while I'm playing this map, the IO record for this map is absolutely insane. There's some of the strats I'm just completely not doing that I could do. Or that I could try. I don't know about doing them. Alright, here's a very fun one. This might be the best individual shot in the entire game. So, you aim right here, and once this passes, boom, you're in the hole. Such a good strat. I think I might have angled that wrong. Yeah, I needed to go a little bit further left, but that still wasn't bad. Alright. One of the walls in this next hole are optional. So, let's go through the optional wall real quick. And maybe get this in two. Ooh, close. That shot's very hard. Bam. Landing on the green versus bouncing on the wood there, I think saves somewhere between half a second and a second. Which may not seem like much, but if this was a forest IL, it would mean a lot. Ooh, that was close too. Those shots are very difficult. We wait for that to touch the left side there, and then we can get a nice hole-in-one there. Timing ends when I get it in on hole 18. Whoa. Is this actually gonna be a forest gold? Hold up. Oh, not if I do that. That's unfortunate. Super close to my gold, though. That's what we wanted to do. Alright. And time.
Great, awesome job on the run there.
Yeah,
Super cool to see that be done.
That's a really good run. I golded like
Awesome.
3 times, I think.
Oh, yeah, wow, awesome. And you said you 122 or 120 was your PB?
120.56.
Okay, so I mean 3 minutes off. It's not anything crazy, but
Yeah.
it's still really good. Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you for coming out and hanging with us and doing
Yeah,
your
no
speed
problem.
run. If you have
Thanks
any
for
shout outs or
having me.
anything, of course, glad to have you. Any
Um,
shout outs or any last things before we move on to intermission?
sure. I'm going to first off shout out Epic Merc. He's another very active runner of this game. Cool guy. Check him out. My Twitch channel is just Creepiumgamer. If you want to check that out. I don't know how to plug a Discord over voice, but we'll pretend I do that too.
You have a speedrun.com page, and then it's linked there.
Oh yeah. It should be. Is it linked there?
Well,
Not sure. I'll have to look
let's
at
say
that.
by the end of the marathon, it will be.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, good
We'll
place
do
to link
that.
it. Sweet. Well, awesome. You had a lot of GGs in chat for that, and a lot of folks that were at least interested in learning some of this. So feel free to hang out with us afterward and maybe connect. So,
Absolutely.
awesome. Well, thank you very much. Up next, everyone, we have the Powerpuff Girls Collection Chemical Extraction 100% for the N64 coming up. 10-minute run. Very, very quick, but hopefully it's jam-packed full of stuff for us to watch. So thank you very much, Crep, and really appreciate it. And we'll go to admission.
All right. Thanks for having me.